you know, it's going to lead to your success, especially here in protocol with how easy it is to set up spawn traps on either the offense or defensive side. But ultimately, it's going to come down to your teamwork and looking for the potential 3 or 4 dead scenario that you need to kind of stack the point where to gems and get the dub in your favor. So far here, trading back and forth, Boston Burgers come out on top, looking to kind of push this aggression into the Dingo spawn.
Yeah, I mean, you can expect the platinum teams to know when they need to stack the point, know when they just need to put one person on just to pause the clock and help your team get some map presence here. So really be expecting to see teams doing that here. We see Iceberg here in spawn already, kind of looking for these players, trying to get some players dead off spawn. But he's always going to know when it's a good idea to kind of back off, help your team on point. So not always just going to be roaming in spawn, but doing a lot more for his team there. You're going to kind of see that across the whole board. Here's the side of Sydney Dingoes. Looks like they were trying to make a push towards B there. That's going to get shut down immediately by the side of Boston. Going to be forcing them to spawn over towards his heli side, which is going to force a little bit towards an A push there. Iceberg on a 5-kill streak before he falls. Fiend and Speedy able to pick up 2 kills are going to help him get out of the spawn. And Raise, I say that Dapper's able to pick up another one, make that Snoop on the other side as well, make that Dapper come another one. It's going to be number 1 Speedy here. Towards these stairs, going to be last player alive. And with that, that is going to be all players from the side of Sydney Dingoes dead and off spawn. Boston Burgers are in control of this defense.
Yeah, I mean, in control of this defense is an understatement. It seems like every time you think their pressure is going to fall, the next player just slides right in line to take the place of his teammates. So just great, phenomenal teamwork here. Sydney is able to break out eventually and clean up those guys in their spawn. They're looking to secure this first tick onto A. They're also getting progress over towards B as well. We're going to see the cleanup happen over towards the A site. The rest of the burgers are going to be in their spawn setup. The Sydney Dingoes are fanning out, able to pick off some of these players off time. There's still 2 players still stacking the point. That's going to allow the A point to get secured here. And I think they had 2.7 seconds left on the clock. And we see that a lot here. And they already have a 3 dead. They see Dapper back tower as well. I'm not sure if they read that these players are going to be here off of this direct spawn as well, but they're deciding to hop right on this point, get these ticks rolling through again. Cookie's able to find one of the players mid. He and his teammate are going to be left here alone. Speedy's going to push through the tower side, and man, I mean that this is just clinical here. Team Nade is going to come down, so that may allow the Boston Burgers a little bit of respite to get in here. Snoop is able to clean up those with a nice 2-piece. With 1 tick remaining though, and 40 seconds, you've got 3 lives if you're the Dingoes. You have one more chance at this to get this B point secured.
Yeah, they have to be absolutely perfect, and they were. We saw right before we started talking about how in control Boston were. They were up 23-17 lives, I think is what they had remaining. Pretty substantial lead there, but in control, especially what we've seen with Protocol here. The offensive team can just kind of go on a spree, get that point. We've seen in this game particularly that you have almost no seconds left on the clock, and teams are hopping on and controlling. We do see Sydney Dingoes. One of the 2 players is on point. One player is going to fall. Speedy's going to get 1 kill. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get the other one. So Boston Burgers barely pull away the win there, giving up 5 ticks there to the side of City Dingoes while having 0 ticks, 2.9 seconds left in the round. So Sydney Dingoes really pulled that out of nothing. They're able to do what they needed to, get some ticks on the board. So good job from them. They really deserved 0 ticks. But Boston or Sydney just won their gunfights over towards A. But good side from the side of Sydney here. You can have a defense, and really your goal is just to give up less than 5 ticks. Or honestly, if you go out with a wash, you're probably not looking too bad.
Yeah, I mean, just capitalizing on the plays that you have as a team is really what led Sydney to have success. You know, they were in the blender there for a solid minute straight. They were not making it out of spawn. They couldn't do hardly anything on the map. They find some quick 2 kills to break out of their spawn. They clean up the last player that was close, and that just leaves you with a nice opening to jump in, and they get on that point, and they're able to start securing those ticks coming through. And then again, they just start winning their gunfights and the rounds in their favor. So good bounce back there, never out of the control here on protocol. So just a great round from them. Boston, your consolation is that you do win that defensive round. You don't give up that offensive round. So 5 ticks is still doable from your perspective, you especially with like 6 here in order to take the lead and go up 2-0 here. But doing a good job here so far. Our Sydney doing kind of a similar fashion, getting the spawn traps just a step farther out of their spawn buildings. But we're going to see a little bit of presence come through. Speedy's able to clean up one of the players that's close, but Dapper is going to be able to make his way into tower. That's going to put our pressure towards this B site. No players immediately close to contest. Iceberg's able to win a big 1v1 in their spawn. Now we're going to see these ticks start to come through on this B point with a couple Dingo players close.
Yeah, it's going to be first tick rolling in for the side of Boston. The ticket's coming in quick. Cookie able to pick up one kill there with the help of Speedy, able to wipe those players out. Last player alive. We see two players kind of towards that bottom of Grandma's side. See one last player alive here. Top Grandma, see if he can make a difference here. And as I say that, there's going to be 4 dead for the side of Boston with 1 tick on B. They have 5 seconds to get out of their spawn here, and I don't even think they can touch a point if they wanted to here. So Sydney Dingoes with a controlling defense here. Speedy 21 and 11 so far, really just taking as many engagements as he can.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a player through 2 rounds that's dropping 21 kills in a control, just kind of dominating in the spawn and just winning all the gunfights. It's successful. I mean, Sydney able to capitalize much better than Boston there on the defensive side of the map, able to keep that pressure and presence up. And, when they ended up slipping out of the spawn, finally, they're able to gather up as a team, play the trades, and then get those players off the B point. And just once you've eaten up that much of a clock, it's always you've got the one chance, and if the one chance doesn't go your way, it ends up being the end of the round for you. So fantastic round from the side of Sydney. They'll be looking to get 2 ticks here to secure the defensive side, if my math's correct there. So that's be what they're pushing for, but they're also looking to just win this round here in order to push their advantage to 2-1 and go back on the defensive side.
Yeah, and I mean it would, they're up here, able to win that defense here. They do still need 2 more. Looking if they can win this offense, it's going to be putting them in a pretty good spot going into a defense. If you're the side of Boston here, you had a very successful first minute and 21 point something 0.3 seconds of the first defensive round. So if you can kind of replicate that and just fix up that last couple of seconds there, then you're going to be doing pretty good here. So far, they're looking pretty good. Most players haven't made it past that blue side armor side. We do see Fiend with a great kill on Dapper there. It's going to allow them some access towards A. We have one player here in Zenny. Is going to be taking armor route here. We'll see if any of the Sydney players decide to pick this up. If not, he could do some real damage to the team here. As he's going to hop on towards windows, put some shots into James. Unfortunately, not able to pick up a kill. Nor on Fiend. Is eventually going to fall, but is going to leave some players weak. But Cookie and Sydney are making some work towards this A progress that's going to be halfway done with that last tick. Some contest is coming down there from the side of Dapper, able to pick up one. But we do see Cookie still kind of attacking here as we still have presence towards A.
Yeah, Speedy's able to clean up that last player on A, looking to get active into the burger spawn, but none of the players are going to be directly there. Zinni trying to make the play through sidewalk, going to get taken out. That's going to be 2 more dead from the side of Boston Burgers. 1 player on Sydney, choosing to stack the point. There's 1 more player close, able to get that kill, able to get out of there as well. Snoop is, so Cookie's going to be looking for this player, going to go for the point as well. This is going to allow them to secure the A capture point and make their way over towards B here with a little bit of map presence, but nothing crazy so far here from the side of Dingoes as they're making their way over towards B.
Yeah, I mean, they're already starting ticks here on B. That's going to be first tick down. 1 contest coming down here from the side of tower. There's going to be a kill coming in. As the rest of the players are here for reinforcements. That's going to be 3 dead. Last player going to be towards tower here. He is going to fall as well. So that's all 4 dead from the side of Boston. Sydney have at least 2 on point here, allowing these ticks to come through. Snoop is really going to have to be the player that makes something work here. He is gotten through for free. They do not know he's here. So he's able to get 1 for free. Not able to get the second as the rest of his teammates are going to fall. And that's going to be Sydney with another successful offensive round.
Yeah, I mean, their transition to B was pretty fantastic there. They had 1 player that stopped the clock pretty much immediately after they got that A point captured, and then the rest of their teammates were playing around mid, able to clean up the players to the middle of the map, and then we saw the slow progression over there with 2 or 3 players stacking the point with 1 player pushing the tower side, so they were spawning back grandmas. We saw a player towards the top zip, 3rd mid gun area that was getting the players off mid, so just good pressure and good presence from the side of Sydney to transition quickly over towards that B site. And I mean, they've looked really good here so far in the control. And Boston's going to have a big offensive round here in order to take us to round 5. But they're also going to have to win back-to-back offenses, which never easy from the side of control, but it is potentially there. So they're going to be looking to, I would say, get a lot more early aggression towards this A point and potentially avoid this blender that they may get set up into right now, as number 5 Iceberg is the only player left under their spawn.
Yeah, I mean, one offense can be doable. Having two offenses is a tall task. There, kind of the taller task there is not getting spawn trapped for 2 rounds in a row. You feel like kind of as a defensive team, if you never set up that spawn trap and get that going, that you've kind of just thrown away your defensive round and failed. But Boston so far are making good progress on this A. They're 2 ticks down, looking for that 3rd tick to come rolling in. No other players are going to be able to contest here. We do see a couple team nades coming in from the top. Boston able to pick up some kills. Last contest coming down there from Cookie and Fiend. He's able to stop the clock just a little bit here. Snoop able to pick up a kill, keeping some forward map presence here, just making sure those players continue to spawn towards tower. Absolutely beam Speedy towards tower as well, as he's just trying to get into this building and help his team out to capture this last bit of A, as they still have not done that. The side of Sydney Dingoes have just done a good job of keeping them away.
Yeah, Sydney's done a really good job, and they've been trying to pick off these players in their spawn, but Snoop has kind of been the nuisance that Sydney has been potentially just avoiding, kind of letting him play around the grandma's side and choosing to go for those players in spawn instead. He's finally going to be able to make a play towards A. The A point is going to get secured. Dapper's able to clean up one, but gonna get traded out on the A capture point. Still some pressure up towards mid, though. Iceberg able to win one big kill. Shots coming down on a second. They're going to know that this player's somewhere their sidewalk. They're going to find him and pick him up as well. There's going to be 2 players over towards the tower side. One's going to get taken out. That's going to allow the Boston Burgers to jump on here now. All 4 players relatively close to this site. They're all going to jump on, start stacking the point, and now we're going to have to see Sydney with a quick retake here.
Yeah, we see those players kind of watching over those points that they need to there. Boston able to pick up 2 kills, make that 3 towards the end, but Speedy going to be the last player alive there with a tiny tick left there on B. Is going to get a lot of this clear, probably the entire tick here, as Boston are going to have another go with this. They only have a couple wave of lives here, so every gunfight is going to be pretty crucial.
Yeah, every gunfight's going to be really crucial here. We're seeing 3 dead now from the side of Sydney. 1 player left on tower is able to get 1, but going to get traded out immediately from the side of Boston. And that's going to be the first offensive round to the side of the Boston Burgers. They're just huge momentum swing there. They were able to get that presence towards A. We saw a little bit of a back and forth there where Sydney wasn't clearing the tick. They finally did. Once that player got onto the A point, they were able to kind of find him, secure him down, and secure that A capture point. And then just the quick and easy transition over towards the B site with a 3 dead scenario allowed them to hop on really fast, secure those early 2 ticks, and then all you have to do is get that 3 dead like they did, and you can just immediately hop the point and watch that last tick fly up. So great bounce back round from the side of Boston Burgers there. Bad news is you got to win a second one, so you're looking to replicate that exact same thing that they just did in round number 4 once again.
Yeah, this would be nothing short of a travesty if you're the side of Sydney Dingoes if you lose 2 defensive rounds in a row. I mean, Boston played that fairly well there. I don't really know how much you could do that better, maybe win a little bit quicker, but so far kind of looking to make some presence towards A. We do see 1 player right outside B. He's going to have a gunfight here, unfortunately. Going to get some bad timing there, as Boston are going to have to fight at their spawn here. They are at least able to make it to ammo. Dapper able to pick up a great kill on Fiend towards helicopter there. He able to pick up 1 towards mid gun. Unfortunately going to fall, as we have a couple players here. That's going to be 3 dead from the side of Sydney Dingoes here. Boston Burgers are on the point, stopping the clock with 55 seconds left here. That first tick is going to be secured in. They got 3 players on time. They're looking to make this fly.
Yeah, and Snoop's looking to get aggressive over towards Grandma as well, waiting for these players to fight through. There are 2 Dingoes on the flank, though, Speedy and Cookie, looking to make the play. They're going to get some shots taken down. Feed's able to win a nice 2-piece there, able to clean up Dapper on point as well. A point is going to get secured, though, and with 1 minute 40 seconds left here on the clock, Boston in a really good position. You just got to do the same thing once again. Work your way out of spawn, get that map presence, get that 3 dead, start stacking the point. And I don't know how Zinni didn't get spotted there, able to crouch just right underneath the James. They're able to clean up another one with Cookie as well. They're going to have their stacks on the point here. Now, Speedy's the last player left that's close tower. He's going to get 2 big kills with Fiend to help as well for the third. They're going to clean up Iceberg on time. Boston able to secure the first tick, though. You can take this 1 tick at a time with a minute and 20 seconds left here.
Lives are about even. We're kind of looking for some just trade Call of Duty from the side of Sydney Dingoes, just playing some team deathmatch here. If you're the side of Boston Burgers, you need to get a 2 or 3 dead here, make some map presence. And I didn't mean 2 or 3 dead on your side. We'll see if Snoop can do anything here. Unfortunately, going to fall towards tower. So Boston Burgers gonna have to fight out of their spawn with only a couple waves left. We do see a revenge beat down there from the side of Dapper on Fiend, kind of revenging his teammate there from earlier. Boston Burgers, we have some really just need to make some presence here. It's going to be super difficult here. Lots of players on headies with ARs. It is going to be difficult to get out of your spawn here. 10 lives left. You got about 2 waves here. James able to play savior there for Fiend. Zenny able to play savior there for his team as Iceberg is chasing a player in his spawn. James is doing a great job of wasting some time, putting some shots down, but that is 2 dead. That's going to be 3 towards the side of the point. Kookie's going to be kind of last middle here. He has Speedy with him. Zenny able to pick up another great 2-piece there. Iceberg going to hop on point 2. That's 2 ticks down. Fiend coming through middle here. Is he able to pick up any? James is able to pick up 1. Snoop able to help his teammate there towards middle. We have 1 player towards the top. Can he get there in time? He is not. And that's be Boston going to win 2 offensive rounds in a row to push this to a map number 4.
That was an insane control right there. I mean, having to win 2 straight offensive rounds, just getting that scenario where you're trapped in your spawn and they just immediately break out. They're stacking the point. The trades go there.